We're excited to present Fix It or Ignore It here at Centennial Wealth Advisory, again on Retiring Well TV. So this week, I want to talk about death and taxes. I know, riveting, right? So long ago, Benjamin Franklin had a quote out there that said, "Our new Constitution is now established. Everything seems to be promised and it will be durable, but in this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes." So Benjamin Franklin said that obviously many years ago. And I've always thought that quote was kind of interesting, and some people consider it one of the most famous quotes out there. But what does that mean, and what does that look like? Again, kind of sounds morbid, right? But those two guarantees in life. At some point, we're going to pass away. We don't know what that day is going to be, but at some point that will happen. And taxes. If we're going to earn a living, if we're going to have property, if we're going to buy something in most states, there's going to be some sort of income tax, sales tax, property tax, and various other taxes that are out there. So specifically speaking to investments, and we talk about portfolios and how those things happen. So there's a couple pieces of this I want to explore today when we talk about fixing it or ignoring it. First is, don't get trapped into just always looking at taxes in the current year you're in. So, as an example, oftentimes when tax season rolls around every year, everybody is hard pressed to try to find every deduction they possibly can and try to save as much as they can to pay as little tax today and forget about tomorrow. That we'll worry about that next year or the years after that. When it comes to tax planning, especially when we think about retirement, we can't throw away the fact that we're hopefully going to live for many more years. What are some of the unknowns out there? How long we're going to live, but also what are taxes going to be down the road? We know what taxes are today, right? They give us the tax guide and the rules to the IRS every single year, so we know what they are today. We don't know where they're going to be with that. Are you somebody that believes taxes are going to go up? Or are you somebody that believes taxes are going to go down? So there's that big variant there that may play a role in that. If you're somebody that believes taxes are going to go up as a percentage, then you may want to start considering how can I maximize that and starting looking at strategies where I could pay a little bit more today to try to save in the future when tax rates are higher. If you're somebody that believes taxes are going to go down in the future, then yes, it would make sense to defer them to a later date. I jokingly say this, but I haven't met too many people that believe taxes are going down with our rising deficits and massive government shortfalls that we have when it comes to spending. So again, that's an opinion. We'll see where they go. Also, from the death side, look at your specific assets that you have and how they're going to be taxed to your survivors. Now, maybe you have a surviving spouse, maybe your assets are going to be left to your children, or maybe they're going to be left to somebody else or some person or like charity, something like that. So how will they be taxed, those individuals? Every little piece of that kind of falls under a different rule oftenly. You have certain retirement accounts that are going to be passed differently than certain after-tax accounts are. So it's vitally important when we have those fix it or ignore it questions, we're looking at fixing these things versus ignoring them. I guess one person can think, well, I'm dead and gone. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to ignore it. Somebody else will worry about it. That's true. You're not going to be around to worry about it. But again, do you want to leave your loved ones, your spouse, your family with this big kind of tax bomb upon your death? Probably not. So is there things you can be doing today to lessen that burden in the future? Again, what are the two certains we started with? Death and taxes. Let's try to use those two and work together, if you will, to plan for the future so there's no big surprises with that when it comes to the day that when we do pass away, and those tax checks that not just you are writing, but the ones that your family may be writing for you.